kids who would like to do me harm, to put it mildly. Not the Women's March, but there are cookers, i.e. Boston bands, and Rainbow Mafia, who, as we all know, are part of the most intolerant political movement out there at the moment. Looks fairly civilised. Canberra usually is. Usually a bit of pushing and shoving for the camera from the lefties. Calling everyone a Nazi is not really the way to get everyone on your side. Or a transphobe or a... It looks like she's got someone with her, so that's good. Now there'll be a lot of education union things like that here. Usual uni students. They all come from the same groups. They're all the same people. Every single rally to the left. Sure what that's. How are you?
Stranger?
Stranger. I was nearly going to bring one, but I thought probably...
I'll probably turn up.
Probably have enough things in my hands. But I thought, I heard Chris say you were going to be, so I thought I'll pop up, at least make sure you're okay. So.
Nice to know
just
that.
In case, you know.
Nice to know that.
Rocking with my umbrella.
Nice to know that I'm not the only one on my own side. I'm close to the police,
well,
so that's true.
I'm a bit like you. I probably have a lot more in common with that side than that side, but having said that, yeah, there's limits. It's a bit like, you know, most right-wing issues. I stand on my own, but you know.
Welcome to the third side.
The wild side. And I haven't been to one of these for ages because, yeah, I've got a few people in the cookers who don't like me either, so...
Oh well, here we are, and we're going to do what we're going to do.
Yeah. I may try and do a circle around everyone in a minute.
Good idea. So, this is what we call Catherine coverings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did film a bit, but it got too difficult because, you know, I'm trying to...
I didn't bring any of my other stuff. I just brought this camera and I brought my phone, and I do have the tripod down there. If it wasn't raining, I would have brought that.
If you want to borrow my tripod,
I'll be alright.
I think I'm going to because I think it's straight enough, and then I'll comfortably do this. Yeah, it was much worse in Sydney, as you would have seen. Fortunately, they need horses, so...
Well, I'm not sure if you remember any of my stuff, but I was always very on board with the whole medical side particularly, and mental health side of things. It was more a matter of respect goes two ways. Like, you know, everyone's allowed to be uncomfortable in different situations. Doesn't make one a phobe and the other one a victim.
So, exclusive, inclusive, there's a better way forward.
That's about right. There's got to be something more sensible than this. There's got to be something more sensible than just screaming at your opposition or calling them names or making up stories. And that goes to that side to a degree too. They try to conflate a lot of things. So, and just in the chat, that's something I found really frustrating. Is there were a few of us who were really trying to make the whole thing a very common sense argument, and no one wanted to listen. And here we are. Things progressively getting worse. Thanks, progressives.
And being provocative.
Yep, deliberately.
I think police are now trying to ask her to, not insert a right, please. Alright, now that I'm more comfortable with my sign, I might do a bit of filming.
Well, I'm not here, okay, so I might try and do a lap though, if the police let me, of course.
I think you'll be fine.
I'll go that way. Alright, so I wish they'd make their things a little more specific. Like, you know. Sorry, no gimbal, no tripod, no nothing today. But, oh, I've seen some of these signs before. They're very good at recycling. They must just keep them in a box somewhere, I think. If you go back over some of our ones from years ago, I think you'll see some of those. And then you've got these guys. Lesbians don't have penises, fair enough. Protect the innocence of children. No, I don't know if a lot of them really know what they're complaining about. Nice. Is he? He's wearing a skirt. No, joking.
Resigned in shame after attempting to push through legislation that would have allowed men to self-identify in ways.
Oh, I don't know that.
She left office with her tail in between her legs after a male rapist was put into a female prison. Andrew Barr, our chief minister in Canberra, surreptitiously passed that very same law years ago.
Andrew Barr told the Rainbow Mob to protest us last time we protested.
Child safeguarding agencies. In one fell swoop, women in the ACT
Told them to show
lost
much
their
courage.
rights to single-sex change rooms, sports, refuges and prisons. Parents lost their rights to parent or guide their children.
I think that's the legal
This
guy
law
who
allows
talks to
men who claim that they're women to be in our spaces. Do Canberra's parents know that the law allows their child under 12 to change his or her sex marker on their birth certificate so long as one parent consents? No, I don't think they do. Did he consult parents' groups? No. Children cannot make these decisions. Their prefrontal cortex, which controls executive function of their brains, is not fully formed until they're 25. They do not understand what they're consenting to. Studies show that social transition puts children on a fast track to puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, experimental and dangerous surgery. The puberty blocker Lupron is the same drug given to chemically castrate sex offenders. So we are knowingly chemically castrating children. Why isn't the medical profession up in arms? Where is the left media? Where is the ABC? Canberra, which considers itself civic-minded and progressive, now lags like a Neanderthal, dragging its knuckles on the ground, while the rest of the world has evolved.
So, that's medical treatment, yet they ignore the fact that that is psychological medical treatment. They talk about the surgery, but they don't talk about the mental mental things, so, or not the way they should. They kind of dismiss it. They leave it. They were talked into it, which is just not right.
In general clinic settings. A growing number of progressive countries are rejecting the World Professional Association of General or medicalisation. Media, where is your frank and fearless investigative reporting on WCAT? Why is this task left to struggling citizen journalists like Genevieve Black and Jennifer Barlett? Why is this fight for our kids left to mothers, fathers, grandmothers and penniless women? Even if blockers leave kids stuck in tennis stage 2 with micro-sex organs, these kids are left sterile, never able to have children. They are left never able to achieve.
What about the actual proper development of their brain? That's another bigger issue with puberty blockers. What about their bone development? Another one big with kids. It's not just about their sex organs, people.
And studies show that it is those children, effeminate boys and tomboy girls, who would grow up to be gay and lesbian, who are being transitioned. There are
See what I mean? That's what, yeah.
Our minister, why aren't you defending young gender and non-conforming girls who would grow up to be lesbians from being de-sexed and mutilated?
I do want to thank my uncle for trying his best on the 28th thing before I leave, if I can catch him.
Advocating for lesbian rights to congregate, something which in many states is illegal.
Now we've heard all these chants, we don't really need to. We could just cut some footage from any of the other capital cities in, except these ones are slightly more civilised. I did a rally once and they actually, about 50 of them ran through all these parents, crashed the stage, mobbed us on stage, threw glitter all over us and stuff, yeah.
More than 70% of referrals had more than 5 associated comorbidities, such as abuse, depression, self-harm, suicide attempts, anxiety, eating disorders, ADHD, bullying.
Sorry mate, I'll have to read comments when I get
35%
home.
of the
It's kind of foggy and wet and yucking. I'm sorry it's shaking.
When only 2% of the population is autistic, where only 2.5% of the children had no known associated problems, where 42% of referrals had lost a parent through separation or death, and where children referred were 10 times more likely than the national average to have a registered sex offender as a parent. Australia has its own Tavistock. Where is their record keeping? Where are their statistics? Where is their science? Where is the media and all the bills being pushed through on the pretense of anti-conversion?
I wonder if they've had any of the parents who've actually had issues with this system in Australia
will be able to tease our issues.
Yeah.
We'll be able to talk about suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety. All they will be allowed to do is
Again, I just think they'd give a better...
that transitioning experimental surgery dangerous drugs will solve their problems. The world is abandoning the affirmation model which Australia
I know some mums of younger children and older children.
It is an unscientific and unproven model.
Two of them, I can guarantee you had no issue with their child being trans in such a case, but there were other comorbidities that were ignored by mental health and by activists who involved themselves in both issues. That is not working for the children or those who need help. That is
the ideology that underpins this is queer theory.
Using people for your
A theory that
ideology.
normalizes the
Those parents were unfairly branded negligent.
Of childhood, of babyhood. It's men getting a thrill from
And
defecating
there's
in
been
diapers.
irreparable damage done to their kids, and I know at least one of them has detransitioned by choice, by his own choice.
Animals, incest and pedophilia. This is queer theory in action.
While he was in the activist health in care in mental health,
of sexuality and the social expectations of
begged to be
male
allowed
and
out.
female behaviour. terms
had to be
prominently
begged to be
featured in
allowed to do
trans activism
transition.
today and used to bolster
And it's not everyone, but it's in there, it's
it was
happening.
John
It's
Money who referred to himself as a
said about
pathologist.
schools, it's
Money
individual
believed
what's going on in them,
paedophilia was a
what
harmless
messages are being fed.
sexuality.
There's whole school
Which
implementation,
led
but on
to
top of that there's
children
materials
suffering
teachers
no
can
harm. John Money's
bring
idea
in
was to
as
raise
part
as
of
a
learning
girl
outcomes,
one of the
which are
Rhymer
quite broad
twins
in some
whose
aspects.
circumcision had been botched. Money forced the Rhymer twins
I've
to
heard all this before,
replicate
sorry I'm
sexual
babbling on.
intercourse with each other, touch and inspect each other's genitals and watch pornography. He would show them porn and then prod them about their sexual arousal. They were 6 years old and both of these poor twins took their own lives. No good man legislates to allow men into spaces where
I think
women are
Kinsey's
vulnerable.
far
No
more
decent man lets grown men watch little girls getting undressed
relevant to a lot of
in a
these
swimming
discussions
pool
and to
change
the
room.
psychological
No
impact, which is
man
where
who
it's all coming
respects
from.
women legislates for his right to
Before it
expose
goes
himself
chaotic,
to young
thank you for
girls.
your efforts over the
No
last
man
few
who
years on
likes women
trying to
makes them the
divorce
problem in
28
their
and
own
on the
spaces,
UN and on this sort of
places them at
thing.
risk of rape
Very
in
sensitive
prisons,
takes.
and sacrifices them as prey for predators. But this is the law we have in the ACT, introduced by Andrew Barr.
People always mention my eyes. Alright, I'm going to go back over Wes. I can see. I've recognised a few faces, but whereas I might go back over and oh, I don't know where she's gone. Oh, there she is down there. I see they're talking about serious issues. Like if you go and look in, this is just an example, the ACT public service rules. It doesn't say that you need to tolerate. It says you need to celebrate. And the mere expression of discomfort to someone with a glitter beard coming in the bathroom is potentially a sacking offence. So that may sound exaggerated, but is it really? Is it really?
I'll admit they've got concerns. Talk to us. Talk to trans people. Let's talk to each other. I've had some interactions with them. Look, some of the things that's coming out of the mic over there, I'm not going to endorse it, which is why I'm kind of like just standing in the middle. Yeah.
I've been over there sort of commenting, yeah.
So,
Might do a lap around.
what was it, sorry?
I went as well if you like. It's like, I was going to go over anyway.
Well, I'm ready to go over. I just have to put the sign away. Otherwise, police would be like, you have a sign, what are you doing?
Says you're conservative, though. They all think you're a conservative, therefore a Nazi. Yeah, so I hope people understand what I'm saying. Like, you have no idea the work I put into trying to make an argument, and they never quote me. They'll call me a racist, homophobic dog and all the rest of it. They never actually quote my work. So, and there's a reason for that. They quote other people. So maybe I just am a bit fussy when it comes to information that is imparted if you're going to make a statement of fact.
Investigations into this driver and male politician.
Now the thing is, it's fairly obvious that there's no threat coming from that little tiny. This is definitely the larger group here today. No surprise. Most of the rallies I've been to in Canberra, there's been like 10 or so of us conservative right-wing types. There's not many people willing to risk their job and the sort of harassment you can end up with. I've had people try and figure out where I work, say I shouldn't be allowed to work with certain sorts of people because of assumptions they make about my person, so it's worth nasties, okay? My trumpet's nicer. I have a really shiny blue one. It was made in Victoria. One of the only good things that ever come out of Victoria, my concert trumpet. Amongst the onions. I should have brought the tripod. Now, honestly, tell me why this lot aren't running through that. Because they did it to us. Mind you, the cops quite deliberately stood back and watched it happen. And it was actually people from predominantly from the Indian Christian community who stepped in between the speakers on the stage, me and Fred Nile, Lyle Shelton, a few other mums. No one has very many exciting signs today. I will say it's a bit boring. I like having a few signs to get a shot of. I can't even hear them up there. I'll have to go back up again so I can. Like, what are they even objecting to? They can't hear them to object to it. They're just yelling. How is that? Like, how is that going to encourage anyone to join them? Seriously. Would you want to be part of that rabble? Even if you agreed with them? Poor buggers. They all need a pay rise, standing out in the miserable. It's kind of a bit muggy.
And open the lights in front of our space. Step after step after step.
Yeah. They will probably run in at some point. I will have to move up to the side.
I assure each and every one of them, I'm not scared of any of you.
No, I'm not scared of any of them individually.
We're not afraid of you either. We know you're going to do this. It's why we fucking do it. We know that when women come to speak, you come and try and stop us. We show you to the world for who you are.
Parents too.
Women hating, terribly gaslit kids and grown men. What you'll find infiltrating all the way through that group of children are a load of really scary, dodgy looking men who are just playing them like puppets. There is a power to be had when you silence us women, you silence us mothers. When you silence the mothers, you can get to our children.
Regretting not bringing my camera
every
now.
one of you, no fucking way!
Like them today. I'm in everybody's road. You can't hear otherwise, they drown you out. They're horrible.
For that horrible event. That was so wrong. I haven't slept since. It was
Oh, I'm so sorry I can't read your comments at the moment, but I'll respond when I get home if they need to be.
Absolute disgrace. The man that lived that.
They're so irrational and so hateful while screaming haters at people. They claim words of violence while calling for actual violence.
Women! What the hell? But this is what they do. This is what they do in every government department. Every time that they go, oh, that's a turf, we're going to ruin it.
We'll wear those.
But how are those greens?
The life ruination, and it's not only the left that have started engaging in that. There are people on the right who've started engaging in this life ruination bullshit too. But the left are well practiced at it. The left know how to send the email campaigns calling someone a Nazi or a phobe or a whatever. What language is starting to fly around up here? Oh, my camera's got a bit funny. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's the rain, I think. The rain's messing with me.
I'm not going to stop saying no! We're men! Humans cannot change sex! I have had sperm in my hand.
My phone's having a fit. I think it must have got some water in it. You've got Nazis on your side! Yeah, well, how come it was Tom Tanuki who invited the Nazis the other day? Because, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because both the far left and the far right need each other to be able to keep their little bits and pieces going in the media so they can recruit little kids to go and yell and scream and carry on at people. Oh, look, looks like I'm worrying people every time. Where'd she go?
My view of conservatism
Hey, guys.
is something like
Great, take it, sir. Didn't mean to whack the policeman. Assaulting cops.
what's happening is benefiting white society, especially not benefiting trans people. I think that trans people white society.
You gotta admit, like, Donna's one of the only people you'll see getting out here by herself voicing her opinion. I'm not sure how she gets about so far.
What is new? We're not talking with each other.
But, as I told her, I heard Chris mention she was going to be coming up here, and I didn't know if she'd be by herself, as she quite often is. And she did actually speak at one of our rallies years ago for us.
And in the media to falsely claim that this women's movement is somehow associated with Nazis. This is despite the entire Let Women Speak rally being online so that everyone can see that this allegation is baseless. My message to those people in Australia who understand that we are here speaking out to protect women and children, to protect women and children's rights, is nobody said this was going to be easy.
I don't think anyone should be flying their flags
We
at someone
know
else's
there is a
rally
lot at
unless
stake,
they've been
and
invited
these
to.
events have shown us that we have
There
to
was
be
no need
strong.
for that bullshit stunt the other day.
Of course,
That was
we
done
can
because
take
of
a moment
their
to
rivalry with
regroup,
the lefties, not
to
because they wanted to
reassure
support
and
women
strengthen each other.
or
We
children.
are social creatures,
They all want.
and it is way too early for us to start finding humour in the ridiculousness of what was done to us in Melbourne. But we're women, and a lot of us have been made tough enough to withstand this.
I'm too
We
short.
know that this embarrassment from false accusations falls on the lighter end of the spectrum when it comes to the breadth of human suffering. And we are here speaking out from the consequences of gender ideology. We know that these false accusations are designed to shame us into silence.
They don't miss out on any rights. This is the exact point.
On the question of our worth as individuals, so that people are distracted from
You just
considering
claim
the very
everything
real
wrong in
concern
society
we
as
are
a result
raising.
of some sort of oppression or
As Ray and Lana
privilege
have
by
in the UK
another
recently
class,
so
and
aptly put it,
that's enough reason
people
for
keep
this
looking
bullshit
at my
behaviour.
finger rather than looking at what
and
I
for
am
this stuff
pointing
going on in
to.
schools. When I first started, I used to call the programs going to schools tolerance
We
training.
know that who we are as individuals
And the
is
methods being
irrelevant.
used
We
literally
are
were to separate good sheep from bad
speaking out
sheep.
about harms to children and
Strangely,
women
go back and actually, I'd have to probably
that the
re-upload
government
them
and
so you
media
can see
are
them.
colluding to ignore.
It's on the original channel.
So we cannot let ourselves be deterred by this name calling. Many parents and grandparents and families generally do not know what is coming their way. They're busy working, trying to keep the house tidy, getting meals onto the table. I fully understand that juggle. But I invite them to join us in this movement, and in doing so, they can save themselves from an ocean of future pain. This is because within the culture we are currently living in, anyone's child, yours or mine, will be encouraged at school,